It's our last chapter, home again. March winds had come and gone. April's showers were over. May's buds had opened into flower, and the June sun was shining on the pleasant fields when John Dolittle at last got back to his own country. But he did not yet go home to Puddleby. First he went traveling through the land with the push-me-pull-you in a gypsy wagon. He stopped at all the country fairs and set up his wagon. Then he hung out a big sign that read, "Come and see the two-headed animal from the jungles of Africa. Admission, a 6 pence. And the push-me-pull-you would stay inside the wagon while the other animals would lie about underneath. The doctor sat in a chair in front, taking the 6 pences and smiling at the people as they went in. And Dab-Dab often scolded him for letting the children in for free. And the zookeepers and the circus men came and asked the doctor to sell them the strange creature. But the doctor always shook his head and said, "No, the push-me-pull-you shall never be shut up in a cage. He shall be free always to come and go like you and me." So many people came flocking to the little wagon to see the push-me-pull-you that very soon the doctor was quite rich and was able to give up being a showman. This was good, for they were all longing to go home. And one fine day, when the hollyhocks were in full bloom, he came back to Puddleby to live in the little house with the big garden. And the old lame horse in the stable was glad to see him, and Dab-Dab was glad too to get back to the house she knew so well, although there was such a lot of dusting to be done with cobwebs everywhere. And after Jip had gone and shown his golden collar to the collie next door, he came back and began running around the garden. He went looking for the bones he had buried long ago and chasing the rats out of the tool shed. And Gub-Gub dug up the horseradish, which had grown 3 feet high in the corner by the garden wall. The doctor went and saw the sailor who had lent him the boat, and he bought 2 new ships for him and a rubber doll for his baby. Then he paid the food store man for the food he had lent him for the journey to Africa, and he bought another piano and put the white mice back in it. The doctor filled the old money box on the dresser shelf, and he still had money left. He had to get 3 more money boxes to put the rest in. "Money," he said, "is a terrible nuisance, but it's nice not to have to worry." "Yes," said Dab-Dab, who was toasting muffins for his tea. "It is indeed." And when winter came again and the snow flew against the kitchen window, the doctor and his animals would sit round the big warm fire after supper, and he would read aloud to them out of his books. But far away in Africa, where the monkeys chattered in the palm trees before they went to bed under the big yellow moon, they would say to one another, "I wonder what the good doctor's doing now over there in the land of England. Do you think he will ever come back?" And Polynesia would squeak out from the vines, "I think he will. I guess he will. I hope he will." And then the crocodile would grunt up at them from the black mud of the river, "I'm sure he will. Go to sleep." The end. So you guys have just finished your huge chapter book of the story of Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting. And coming up next is our Magic Treehouse. I'll see you then.